What's going on, Mafia, and welcome back to another episode of the Mid-Card Mafia podcast, where, as always, we may be mid on the card, but we are main event at heart. I'm your host, Nate Dickinson, joined by my friends, Melvin Martinez and Big Mike DeRosset, as always. And
Yes, sir.
today, it is the Tuesday after WrestleMania, and not only WrestleMania, but the Monday after Mania. And so that's what we're going to be talking about tonight. We're going to be breaking all of that down. We're going to be talking about our thoughts on night one, night two, and then, of course, Raw after Mania. Without further ado, I don't think we need an icebreaker tonight. It was just so jam-packed full of content. I say we just go ahead and hop right on into talking about night one. And so, but before we talk about that, actually, let's talk about just our overall thoughts about the weekend as a whole. You know, Mike had said he thinks Triple H has dropped the ball this year. Do y'all think that Triple H has dropped the ball after everything that went down over the last 3 days?
Mike
Yes.
does.
Yes.
He's standing on it, doubling down, saying Triple H has dropped the ball.
I was actually thinking about this. And I know there's going to be some people out there who say WrestleMania as a whole was successful. Okay. Outside of the gates, the merch, the money you made, the eyes on WrestleMania. Like, yes, that was successful. That is it. There's maybe one or two, and we'll dive into this here in a little bit, matches that were like, man, that is a WrestleMania type match. Was very underwhelmed with WrestleMania this year.
Melvin, what about you?
I liked it. I give it a good 6.9 out of 10. But that's Saturday, Sunday, and I include Raw in that as it as well. I wasn't fighting tornadoes like Mike was for WrestleMania 2. I actually enjoyed WrestleMania Night 2 a lot. As a whole, Night 1 was kind of the one thing that was really underwhelming. All the way up until the triple threat. That triple threat was insane. Paul Heyman could have done a little bit better selling it at the end, though. It was kind of obvious he was about to turn on Roman when he was doing the crazy eye thing and Roman literally putting him behind him. I think there's a different thing they could have done right there to sell that better, maybe surprise us a little bit more. But I love that he's with Rollins. Love that he's with Braun. Night 2 was sick to me. I mean, like, you know, I genuinely love Joe Hendry popping up with Randy. The match was awful. Like,
What a meme.
one out of 10. But It was so funny, bro.
No, yeah, I agree.
And y'all know that's who I wanted to pop up all weekend, so that made me happy.
I just want to.
And then just seeing Cena actually win championship for the bookmark for Mike, that was awesome too.
Yeah, I definitely love that, and we can talk about this later as well. I just wanted to see my boy get 17, and a lot of people, everyone watching this, besides maybe a handful, watched Night 2 with us in the Mafia. I almost crashed out. I walked in, okay. The journey it took me, that probably added to why I hated Night 2 WrestleMania so much, okay? Yeah. I left at 3 o'clock to go 2 hours, but because I'm literally, as soon as I get near where we're going to be, 4 tornado warnings is what I had to deal with on the highway with my kid, okay? It was awful. Hey, there we go.
Yo, what is behind you, bro?
What?
Yo. Get that off the screen, bro. I'm scared.
That's tough. Is that the lady that got hit by Austin Fuller?
It is, bro.
Let's
Talk
go.
about the sell of the night. I mean,
Facts.
That lady.
Facts.
That was the sell of the night.
She fell like 5 seconds later, though.
No, but Mike really did almost crash out. It was hilarious. We heard the 4 warnings too, and we just didn't move. We just sat there, watch wrestling.
Yeah. For me, I'll say this is my thoughts on WrestleMania first. It wasn't bad. It wasn't great. It was good. It was good. You know, it was not spectacular like I hoped, but it was not bad by any means. And I felt like most of the matches just could have been main events on either Raw or SmackDown for the most part.
Yep.
That's how I felt about it. But by no means was it not bad. I had fun. Other than the John Cena match, I'm not happy with that at all. And we're gonna talk about that. I loved Monday Night Raw last night, though. That was the best Monday Night Raw in a long time.
It was better than both Manias.
I'll agree with that, 100%. 100%. I don't want to talk too much about it yet until we get there. So let's just go ahead and start talking about night one. Our thoughts on that. Melvin's already told us that he was very underwhelmed with night one. I actually enjoyed night one as a whole way more than night two, infinitely more.
I agree with you.
Let's just start off with the top of the card.
I don't know how y'all are gonna convince me that the War Raiders, New Day, Jade Cargo, Naomi, El Grande, and even Jay winning was better.
Well,
that night two.
We'll go get there. We gotta talk about Jey Uso.
I'll tell you why I think it's better.
We gotta talk about Jey Uso versus Gunther first. I bet y'all got some big thoughts on that. Who wants to start?
Not really. It was bound to happen.
It was bound to happen. I don't understand why they make Gunther this ring general, and he has lost 2 Manias to 2 guys he should never lose to.
Yeah, that's facts.
Yep.
Ever. And Sami Zayn at 40, and to Jey Uso. And the fact that he taps so quickly. Like, I don't understand. You make yourself out to be this ring general, but yet you almost nearly get squashed. I don't know if he's hurt or what, but he does not look like his in-ring self like that we know him to be. And so, I mean, I hope this title reign for Jey is not very long because I can't handle awful promos and a catchphrase.
Yeah.
So he's a crowd favorite because, like we've mentioned, we've all been to wrestling and we've yeet, live. It is so much fun. So much fun to do. But to make your champion like that because of that, no.
I agree. For sure.
Yeah, he knows how to work the crowd. I'm interested to see what they do with him. I really thought they were already going to give us Sammy versus Jay on Raw, though. I'm not going to lie. That was about to make me so mad because y'all know how I feel about Sami Zayn. I would completely just not watch the heavyweight title stuff if that was going to be the next feud, which it looks like it's probably still going to. I bet he's still going to turn on Jay. Bro, the crash out Gunther did on Monday was hilarious, though. I'm really excited to see what they do there. I keep seeing reports though that one of them, which one was the one that was like apparently injured? Was it Gunther or Jay? Because that's where I saw the underwhelming. I feel like there wasn't as much exciting things. It was just finishers after finishers after finishers for that match. And I think one of them was her, but also no big surprises, Jey Uso. I mean, he just does finishers. 4 movesets.
Yeah, I watched the ending of the match last night. It took him like 7 finishers in a row, and then he tapped him out. Like he hit 3 super kicks, 4 super kicks, and then 3 splashes. I did see somebody had posted, I think it was in the Mafia group me, but it's actually in character apparently for Gunther to tap out very early, even since his NXT days. And so I get that, I guess. Maybe he tapped because he got hit with 7 finishes in a row. I don't know. At the end of the day, I'm right there with y'all. The only reason he's champ is because his dance moves are over with the crowd. And we saw that on Monday Night Raw when he had a 30-minute breakdown session with his brother and Sami Zayn in the middle of the ring. And whenever he goes, hit my music one more time, Oos, I was about to throw my remote control through the TV, and I went to the bathroom. Like, it was, I couldn't take it.
Can I give y'all a hot take real quick?
Yeah, hit us with it.
I hate the multiple finishers to, like, pin someone. Because it makes your finisher appear weak.
Yes.
Yeah, that's facts.
That's what made that. That's what made that Becky turn so lame on Monday. Was like she didn't have to do that 3 times.
Nope.
No aura.
Nope.
Freaking Becky Hogan.
Bro. What would happen if the Undertaker did 3 tombstone pile drivers on someone?
Oh, they'd be dead.
They would not be alive.
They have a broken neck, yeah. But I hate
so cooked.
If it takes you 4 crossroads, 3 super kicks to get someone down. I'm talking about 40 and 41. Do a different finisher. I hate the multiple finishers to finish someone. So that's just
valid.
my opinion.
I think that's a very, very valid take.
My favorite thing about that match was Jey Uso's entrance. That fit was fire. Fire. And it was electric in there. But I will say this. The moment I didn't hear "Ladies and gentlemen," that's literally that was Gunther not gonna win, bro.
Yeah.
He didn't get his Ludwig Kaiser entrance, bro.
That dude's getting buried.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's move on.
Next up, had the World Tag Team match with the New Day versus Clash of Clans.
For those who are unsure, he said pass. Okay.
Yeah, that match sucked, bro. How long was it? Like about 3 minutes long?
Or if you heard the other thing, I guess you can use that too.
I'm dead. Yeah, that match sucked. Bro, the only thing I was holding on to for that match was that Big E was going to come out. Maybe I'm delusional. Maybe my expectations was too high. But I just wanted to see Big E come back out one more time, and he didn't, and that match sucked. That's it. Terrible match.
And, bro, you could even see it in the fans, man, because that's another thing when I think about these matches. Like, those fans did not react for nothing.
Yeah.
And I'll say this, too.
We should have just got that triple tag, man.
Yep. That would have been better than what this. Even at a venue that big, when a match is dead, you feel it. I would even say probably even more. As someone who's been to a Mania, when it's dead in there, it don't matter how many people there are, you feel it when it's alive and you feel it when it's dead. And that was one of the worst matches that you could ever put on WrestleMania.
Yeah. 100%.
So that's my feelings about that.
Yep. I'm there with you. Next. Jade Cargill versus Naomi. The weather. That was the stupidest intro ever, bro.
With what's his name, Jim from the Weather Gym. Oh man,
does Naomi have enough caution tape for her next outfit?
I don't know.
I mean, that's all I could think of. I do think I like her music way better.
That new song is better for sure.
So that's one plus. You got a better theme song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
the finish looked a little bad, a little choppy. I think the only thing that made this one interesting was this one did have a pretty good storyline, and it's still, I mean, it's probably still going to be a continued build storyline as well. And so this one was better than the tag team match for sure. I'll say that.
Yeah, I agree.
Was that Cargill's first time back too, wrestling in a minute? Right?
Yeah, because she's just appeared after she got attacked. I mean, she just appeared kind of just to attack Naomi. I do think, and this may be off script a little, but I think what you're eventually going to see is her and Bianca feud.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I think I think it'd be really cool for them to go the path of Naomi coming out, cutting a promo, and be like, ask Bianca where she was that night or what she told me to do. And maybe Bianca's the one that got her to do it. I don't know. That'd be really interesting. And I would love to see Jade Cargill and Bianca in a match together. That would be incredible.
Yeah. I thought that match was pretty mid. It could have just been a main event on what, SmackDown? Their SmackDown? Yeah, main event.
It could have been a mid card on SmackDown.
True.
No offense to the mid card. All right, but it could have been mid card.
Hey, but we're about to talk about a really good mid card next, though.
Yep.
But I will say Jade, I mean, she went out there and she hit like the big muscle spots, you know. I mean,
Oh
she
yeah.
hit the power bombs. She hit the Jaded to win it. She looked good. It wasn't a bad match, just wasn't she wasn't WrestleMania greatness, you know what I mean? But as Melvin alluded to right there, we've got Jacob Fatu beating LA Knight for the US title.
Yeah.
Great match. Excellent match. What are y'all's thoughts
The
on that?
Megastar and the Samoan Werewolf, bro. It was awesome. That was when dude did the moonsault and LA Knight caught it. That was fire.
Oh, the
Yep.
BFT reversal, that was fire.
Yep.
I was telling Tori, I was like, bro, first of all, how can that big man move like that?
I'm
It's
saying.
incredible.
Like,
I'm
like,
glad they. Yep. It is impressive, and I'm glad they put the strap on him. A lot of y'all don't know this, but we have a lost pod that's out there floating in the cloud. And we actually talked about our mid Carter of the year, and these were the two that I talked about. I think Fatu is going to be incredible with this mid card belt.
mm-hmm.
I wouldn't be shocked if you see him and Solo go at it. Which Solo's a mid card guy, and so that will be an interesting feud right there. Maybe there's rooted in jealousy on Solo's end, but Fatu is going to make that championship look really dominant for the first time in a long time. LA Knight did great with it. Logan did decent with it, but Fatu adds something that those two couldn't add with the like enforcer type thing. He's gonna make that title a little bit bigger because the dude can cut promos great.
Yep.
The dude can wrestle great.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, he doesn't. Sure, he could like be a little bit better, but at like a few things, maybe like his promos, his in-ring presence, kind of how he sells some things or his lack of selling. But he's gonna be a phenomenal U.S. champ, and I'm excited to see it. This one, I think, will be a long reign.
Agreed.
And that title has been needing some love too. I'm not saying Ellen and I did a bad job, but I got sick and tired of seeing him fight Shinsuke and his demonic theme song.
100%.
Yeah, I thought it was a great
Bro,
match.
Second best match of the night.
And they're both insanely over. Because notice when they were like, going at it with their finishers, like that last 3 minutes, like those chants were just for both of them was crazy. Really, Triple H couldn't have gone wrong with either or, honestly.
Oh, I agree 100%. But I will say it is time for LA Knight to get a different type of push.
Yes.
He needs to be a main card guy, and I think that's what I hope at least is what they'll do. We'll see it on SmackDown this Friday.
Yeah, for sure. I'm right there with you. Next, we got El Grande Americano beating Rey Fenix instead of not Rey Mysterio because he tore his groin, but Rey Fenix. Let me start off just by saying this might be a hot take. It might not be, but I thought El Grande Americano's entrance was the best one out of all of the entire WrestleMania. That was fire. I don't care what anyone says. That was the best entrance in all of WrestleMania. It was heat.
Can you do the
only one saying that?
It's heat, bro. Gracias! Bro, the filter.
I'm just kind of upset that we still do not know who El Grande is.
Yep. I agree.
I don't know who it is.
I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if it's our truth, to be honest.
Yeah.
I'm really sad we got robbed of it being Rey Mysterio, but I want to give props to Rey Fenix for just with under 24 hours getting prepped up for that. It wasn't the cleanest fight or the best, but props to him for just stepping up, like they probably could have canceled it, but I bet Rey Mysterio went to bat for Phoenix.
Yeah. And I bet he was like,
too. Let him do it.
On the other end, whoever El Grande Americano is, props to him as well. To change your opponent, but we talked about this. If it is Chad Gable, no one knows. But that dude, he is just a safe bet to put people like.
Yep.
He's a good ring general, and for him, whoever El Grande Americano is, there's speculation. I think it's our truth. But I mean, kudos to him as well because he really helped Rey look good in that moment, and you could tell Rey was nervous. I mean, I get it, but both of these wrestlers for what they were handed in 24 hours, I mean, I tip my cap.
100%. Yeah. I like the metal gimmick, by the way. I think that's like kind of cool. That's gonna make it a continuous thing if El Grande continues to be, a prominent character, especially with WWE buying Triple A. That's a huge win because we're about to see so many dream matches of El Grande versus these luchadors.
Yeah.
So let's go.
Here's a question, and this may be clickbait, okay? But does El Grande Americano, could he be one of the best luchadors out there right now? Think about it.
Here's the
The
thing.
dude is incredible in the ring.
Yeah, we don't know if he's Chad Gable.
Don't know
But
who
you
he
take
is.
Chad Gable's moveset and you take the Lucha Libre arts and you put them together,
Yep.
you got yourself a unit, bro, because he's out there doing German suplexes and he's jumping off the top rope.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think the power rankings for luchadors in the world right now is Rey Mysterio, then we'll go El Grande, we'll go Penta, Ray Phoenix, and then we'll go I don't know, I'll throw Dominic Mysterio in there, like top 5. Let us know in the chat.
Yeah.
Let us know.
Could El Grande go down as the greatest luchador of all time?
Maybe, but John Cena already said Dom was, so who knows?
He did. Yep. Very true. Yeah, I thought it was a great match. Next we had Tiffy Time versus Charlotte for that women's champion. For that women's championship. It wasn't a bad match. It was a good match, I thought. They had some solid punches in there.
There's moments where it felt real.
Yeah, for sure.
That, Mike, I'm gonna go potentially. That was my second favorite match. Like, but very close to the U.S. title match.
Yeah,
very, 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 very close. Yep. That match was just really good to watch, and especially after that snooze session of Cargo and Naomi, it was nice to see those two girls battle it out and absolutely kill it.
From a technical aspect, both of them were phenomenal. They could both wrestle very good. They're both incredible gymnasts, and it's really exciting to watch them. Kudos to Tiffy getting her front teeth knocked out, but kudos to the Vegas dentist that was there, to fix those veneers, because man, it looked awful, and you could tell that hurt. But by that, by the interviews after, she was fixed and locked and loaded. So
not even that, but remember when she did the prettiest moonsault into freaking homegirl's knees?
Yes.
I was just like, God, and that's why I loved it, because like that she did some insane things and was still a trooper against a veteran, top 5 women's wrestler all time, and so it was awesome. I liked it a lot.
100%.
I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
What do you think? So like, where is this? Remember in the first pod, we were talking about you were talking about how there's just no way Charlotte doesn't get the belt. Well, she doesn't have the belt now, and so what the heck are they going to do with her?
I have no idea.
I'm excited to find out on SmackDown, truthfully, but I'm glad Tiffy won though. She's awesome. I do.
She's so over.
I think it was Michael Cole that said like she's definitely on her way to have like a Charlotte Flair type career, and I agree.
She's one of the best anti-heroes in the business. She's so over. If people didn't like her so much, I think they would have put the strap on her. I also think that if Charlotte would have been accepted as a face, they probably would have also threw a strap on her. But because Charlotte was booed so heavy, that they probably threw a curb on, said let's keep it on Tiff, which is the right move. Even though I picked Charlotte to win, I think Tiff she's just a better champ. She's there each and every week. She puts in the time, the effort. She's a great wrestler. Needs some promo work, but at the end of the day, she still is a rookie. And man, rookie of the year though. Let's say that.
Yeah.
Facts.
Still mad I didn't get her autograph card.
It's a shame. Yeah, I don't have any other thoughts. So I just agree with y'all on that. Now we got to talk about the best match of WrestleMania. The triple
100%.
threat between
Should have
my
been night
tribal
2.
chief, facts, should have been night 2. Tribal chief Roman Reigns, CM Punk walking out with his best friend, the wise man Paul Heyman, and then Seth freaking Rollins. Uh, they might have walked in, or CM Punk might have walked in with Paul Heyman, but he did not leave with him.
Nope.
And I mean, it was absolute cinema, and we can count this one a prediction correct for the podcast. I mean, Mike called it, and shout out to Daxon, who called it first, saying that Paul Heyman was gonna turn and leave with Seth like 2 months ago. So shout out to him, he got it right. But yeah, that was cinema, bro. Absolute cinema of a match.
I will say before the match even started and Seth Rollins walk in, I thought my TV messed up because it went dark for a while. I was like, did my TV mess up? I was like, what's going on? And especially because I was trying to fast forward after Easter service. And
Yeah.
man, that was everything about that match, even though you kind of knew what was going to happen, was incredible. My favorite part of the match is when Seth Rollins, they're outside the ring, and Seth is like, you reminisced about the Shield days a little bit, and you had him like go to lift him up, to slam us what they used to do in the Shield. And Roman was like, yeah, let's do it. And I texted y'all and I say, this crash out's about to be legendary. And he like attacked both. And he sent both of those dudes through those thick announcing. I mean, my goodness. That was incredible spot right there. Absolutely incredible. And I was so hyped watching that moment.
Bro, when Reigns jumped to the fans, to the guys,
5 rows in.
that was insane, bro.
Yep.
I'm really glad to see that. I don't know, bro. For a while, Mike, there's the time where we're thinking, it's like, are we ever gonna see this guy again? Is he gonna do anything more?
Yeah.
The level. Well, first of all, he's such a pro, but just the level of commitment he put into this match,
Yep.
to almost outshine main event night 2, just gets me excited to see how this storyline goes, and if we hopefully get some more Roman Reigns this year, bro, because I love that dude. He's insane. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I had the biggest tears in my eyes when they did the CM Punk video package, bro, with Fire Burns. It just reminded me of when I was in junior high again, bro. Just when he came out, straight edge. I already bought my Cactus Jack CM Punk shirt. I'm gonna wear it to preach one day. It was just so good, such a good shirt. But I loved it. I was sad that my boy lost, but I'm hyped that Seth Rollins won though, because I think he's awesome. Yeah. He deserves, for real. That's his flowers, bro. He's another. We talk about Roman carrying WWE. Yes, it's true. He did it for years, but when we talk about like the workhorse of WWE, it's Seth freaking Rollins, bro.
I would even say it's him over Roman. He's been there more consistently for the past 3 years. Which, granted, there's some health things with Roman. Him battling leukemia, which has kept him away, especially after COVID and all that stuff. But definitely tip my cap to Seth, which is he's a guy they're trying to turn heel. And it won't work because the crowd they still love him.
Yeah.
And you're going to see him more he'll be accepted more as an anti-hero than he will be a heel in the company. But this is what I will say about Roman Reigns. Okay. Roman Reigns is my second favorite wrestler of all time. He sets the standard, in my opinion, for what wrestlers want to be at currently. Mm-hmm. There's a few of these guys who do this. But everything about Roman Reigns, the infinite aura that he has. I mean, just hearing the ha, 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 clip that right there. But like the ones to the sky, I mean, just his theme music, him walking out, his presence.
Oh, that's what you're doing.
This dude.
This dude. I'm trying to figure out what you're doing, bro.
I actually could do it pretty good.
You're not that old.
Yep. This dude, the way he cuts like mid-match promos is incredible to me.
Yes.
And he does it all the time. When you watch that match, all you could see was the war within himself within that match. It's a story within a story. And when you're watching him in that triple threat, he has the wise man who's left him. He has the memories of the betrayal with the Shield with Seth Rollins. And he is carrying that on his shoulders in that match. And you feel that. When you know the history, you know that that match meant even more. And he didn't even have to say it in a mic. It's how he responded to Seth. It's how he responded to the wise man. It's how he responded to CM Punk. Where this dude, you could put him in a ring with anyone, and he will not only put them over, but he will make it a 5-star match, if not close to it. And that's what he did. Yes, it would have been heat with Punk and Seth by itself, but when you add Roman and you have him at a war within himself over these two things, he's hitting them both head on. It made it even better. What he did in that ring, how he went out there and he just wiped every expectation and went above and beyond it is incredible to do in today's WWE, where you pretty much know what's going to happen. But to see what he can do and the war within his mind and the thoughts of betrayal and watching him walk out look like after he just lost and how he talks to himself in a ring, no one does it like Roman Reigns. No one.
Facts. 100%. Yeah, that was the best match of WrestleMania.
Easily.
It was just so heat, bro.
And it meant the most, too. Moving forward.
Yeah.
I thought they were about to do the Shield bomb, bro.
Well, me too. That's
I thought they were gonna actually. I thought he was gonna do it, and he just said, "Nah, I don't need you. I don't need anyone. I'll just do it all myself." And got them both, bro. It was heat.
And just sent them dudes flying. It reminded me when the Undertaker used to do the last ride on them fools back in the day. I mean, those dudes went flying.
Here's what I'll say about Seth Rollins going forward, because I love that he's a Paul Heyman guy now. I love it. But I want them to treat it as a character reset for him. I love Seth Rollins, Seth freaking Rollins, as the way he is. I love when he comes out in his big yellow Crocs. But for him to be full villain, I low-key want to, if he got a new song that the crowd's not singing and stuff,
it ain't going to happen.
I think it'd be fire. No. It's not going to, it'd be fire. If he started coming out in all black, it'd be fire. You know what I'm saying?
This song's too much aura to change, bro.
They need to write a full character reset for him. He needs to stop the crazy outfits. They need to stop all that with Paul Heyman.
He needs to lose the Joker gimmick to me.
That's what he needs to drop.
And I think that's what they're going to do. And Paul will help that. I think that's why they like Seth's done great, but adding Paul Heyman, look what Paul's done for Brock Lesnar. Look what he did for CM Punk. Look what he's done for Roman Reigns. And now you have Seth Rollins, who's already at the top, of Raw and near probably the guy over there. I think company-wise, there's some guys that they probably have ahead of him just by just a little. But what Paul Heyman's going to do for him is going to be so great for his career. So
100%.
That's all I have to say about that triple threat.
But, well, let's talk about night 2. Starting off with another triple threat. It was the women's triple threat between Rhea Ripley, Io Sky, and Bianca Belair. Not a bad match. Not a bad match at all.
Freaking loved it, bro.
So I was driving through a tornado during this match, and so I rewatched it, and it was heat.
This is the match I think was the match of the match of the night.
Of night 2, 100%.
This 100%. Could have been. It was so good, bro. I loved it. It was so good.
Yeah, all three of them can wrestle.
The Rhea pop was insane. Them Boone Bianca was freaking amazing. But the shock factor of Io just winning still was dope. I really wasn't. I didn't think she was gonna win, bro. I don't think anyone did.
I actually thought she was gonna win after all the Road to WrestleMania stuff, all the promos. How for the entire week,
she didn't do
the entire weekend. Not that that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying when they came out on stage on Friday.
Didn't say a word.
I know. Because they painted her as the dark horse. That's how I knew she was going to win. She just stood there. I knew. You get what I'm saying? I knew she was gonna
She
win.
still hasn't said her word on Monday. She didn't get to say anything.
Bro,
Nothing,
yes, she
bro.
did say something. She came out there
Oh,
and
she
she
goes,
said,
"Oh, do you want to say let's pie Las Vegas?" That's it. That's it.
Well, even in her press conference, she had a pre-written statement in English and didn't get asked a single question.
that's why
So,
she's the dark horse, bro. That's how I knew she was gonna retain, is because they painted her in this picture as there's no way she's gonna win. That's how I knew that she was. I don't think she's gonna keep it long though, because Rhea's just too over, and her pop was just too crazy. They're just gonna give the belt back to her,
crazy, bro.
and
I
I'm
was,
cool
I
with
don't
it.
know.
yeah, I don't know if they give it to her instantly. We'll see.
All the chicks that came out on Raw, dude, I'm so pumped to talk about Raw, like for real.
Mm-hmm.
But like just the basically the kind of like the preview of what it's gonna look like after the draft,
Mm-hmm.
what the Raw division's probably gonna look like, bro.
It's about to be heat.
And then Nate's favorite, Stephanie Vachia. I mean, it's gonna be awesome.
Yes,
Yeah.
bro.
I'm pumped to
And
talk about Raw too. So let's get through WrestleMania night two.
Yes.
then we had the Sin City Street fight with Drew and Damian Priest. Good match.
Let me say this real quick. I'm not going to be very long on this one. It was great, but I feel like it missed something.
Yep.
And I don't really know what it is. But it definitely, something felt like it was missing to me. Like there were no like, oh, I can't believe that just happened moments. So it definitely needed to have a gimmick, but it still lacked a little.
Yeah.
Which I'm shocked because both those guys are great.
Yeah.
And I thought there was going to be color in that match, and there wasn't. There was no blood, and I was kind of surprised by that.
I'm just glad freaking Damian Priest did not win. That's all I care about. That man did not need to win that match.
Yep.
The selfie tweet.
Still bored at work.
That was funny.
That dude is so unserious.
That was so funny.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't an awful match. It was definitely better than the Raiders, whatever, New Day, and Naomi Jade Cargill put together. So I'll give it that for sure.
Yep. And actually, before we move on from this, I'm going to go ahead and lock in this right now. Drew's winning King of the Ring. I'm locking that in.
How do you go from that to the
that.
first of the pod? You're like, Damian Priest is gonna win. He deserves a little push. And
no, that's not what I said. I said Priest is gonna.
Back to the lost pod. We can find it.
No, it wasn't on the lost
Mike
pod.
knows.
It's
That's
on the
why-
first
that's why he
pod,
didn't post
and
the
I know
lost
what I
pod.
said. What I said was this: I said Damian Priest is gonna win because Drew McIntyre is gonna crash out, because when he crashes out and talks about how the company hates him, it's fire. And even if Drew McIntyre lost that match, I still would have said he's winning King of the Ring, because he would have gone into that tournament and whooped everybody, and then he would have been like, "See, I can beat all y'all. I'm the GOAT." And then he's you know what I'm saying? That's what I said, bro. I've been standing on it. I don't know where you're trying to pull this out of that I said Priest is gonna win King of the Ring. I never said that.
Yeah, you said Money in the Bank.
You did say Money in the Bank.
I don't even know what I said. All I know, hey, this is what I'll say now.
You don't.
Gunther's winning. Gunther's winning Money in the Bank. Gunther's about to win that, bro.
No,
Gunther winning Money in the Bank.
You're not going to see a big push for Gunther right now.
I wish, bro.
Area. All right, let's go.
IC match.
Daddy Dirty. I mean, Dirty Dom.
Big Dom.
Daddy Dirty. I mean,
Bro,
the
I'm
right
so
guy
happy
won
for him.
that.
Yes.
Let's talk about, and I said that I'm so mad that pod is lost, okay? Like almost an hour and a half. When on that pod, I literally said, people don't really hate Dom. They just love to hate on him because it's the fun thing to boo him. And you just saw that true. Now they are cheering for this man. And I watched afterwards where he was like interviewing, and like he went outside with Joe Tessitore and Big E, and the crowd is going crazy for him. And he was like, I'm soaking this in. They just booed me for so long, and now they're cheering my name. I'm the greatest IC champion. He is the perfect person to have this belt, because you're going to see it as, man, like, we can't take this dude serious. Yes, you can. Like, this is about to grow him. It's going to be some good stories attached to this. And the crowd loves Dominic Mysterio, and rightfully so. I mean, it is incredible how these people boo him and cheer for him like that. I mean, you love to see what's happening right now with Dominic Mysterio.
Yeah. I'll say even I'll go out. This might be a hot take. I'll say that Dom is the best heel in the business right now, and this is why. This is because I've been. This guy Melvin already laughing, bro. I say he's
That's
the
not
best.
a hot take, bro.
Oh.
That's the most popular opinion.
Is it really? Hey,
Yeah.
he's the best heel in the business, and I know it because I've been showing some people that have never watched WWE before WWE, and we're watching Raw last
New
night.
Mafia members.
New Mafia members. The second,
you know what it is. You
What?
are Dom if you think about it,
bro.
Yes, you are, bro. You're misunderstood. You're just missing a mommy. You're just missing a mommy.
Facts. No, he's not wrong.
Could be dark hair, could be blonde, like Liv Morgan.
All I know is the second Dirty Dom walked out on screen, they said, I hate this guy. They took one look at him. You just look at him and you hate him.
Yep.
But also, you can't hate him because he's so funny in all those podcasts that he went on after. I saw so many clips of this guy. I'm crying. He's like, I don't need a mask. Or that one, bro. Did y'all see that clip when he's talking about Jim Cage's mask? He's like, I couldn't take it off. The mask was giving me so much power. I was crying, bro.
Bro, he is so good at that. He was talking about how, like, I go out there and I'm thinking, I'm already the greatest luchador of all time. I don't need this.
And he said, he's like, in Spanish, we've got like this saying. He says something like "es guapo," and it's like, if you're good looking, you're good looking. I don't need the mask. I was crying, bro. But he's so funny, bro.
He's great.
He's a go. He's gonna make that belt. He's gonna make that belt the best it's been since Gunther had it for 669 days or whatever it was.
In a different way, though. In a way different way.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like that's gonna be a fun reign that he'll have. Versus where Gunther, you're like, man, like it's sheer dominance. I'm ready for it to be over with. We're gonna be sad whenever Dom eventually loses his belt.
Yeah.
Yep.
For sure.
Hey, this is for TikTok or Instagram, but I just gotta say this. I know my boy Mike agrees with me, but the coup de grace, whatever the heck they call that move that Finn Balor does when he stomps on someone's chest, is such a stupid move. I'm so sick and tired of seeing it, bro.
I'd be so mad if someone did that to me. I don't care if they're 5'2" or not. You know what I'm saying? Like,
or
don't
if it
be
was
doing
fake.
that to me.
Like, it's just like, don't do that, bro. That move. Nate, you should try it on me. Let's just test it out.
We'll post it. We're gonna post it on the Instagram. What it looks like.
Yes.
And Melvin's gonna do like a pain rating.
Yes, I'll do that, and then I get to do the Rikishi on you. Shout out our boy Kyle. He got to see that at Mania watch party in front of his girlfriend.
All right, let's move
Who
on.
only knew who Logan Paul was.
She's a Mafia member, so shout out.
Oh my gosh, bro.
Moving on. We had Randy and his surprise opponent, Joe Hendry. One star match other than the 5-star clip that came from it. You know what I mean? That was fire, but really, I mean, Joe Hendry, it could have been my hopes were set that it was Brock Lesnar or somebody returning, but we got Joe Hendry, and hey, he came out there, he got the internet clicks, he did his thing. Randy did his thing too. It was funny, but I think it's a waste of a segment, to be honest. Unless Joe Hendry comes over. Unless he comes over.
Eventually he will, but I think Randy's moments will be Backlash. And that's a different pod episode. But one of those things where you were given lemons and, you're given lemons when you were trying to make orange juice.
Whoa.
So you may, I don't know, that just felt right saying. So they made some decent lemonade. So it was fun, So.
Sure, bro. Are you saying OJ should be better than lemonade?
I mean, I think I like orange juice better than lemonade.
That's a hot take. That's a hot take.
That is a hot take. The match was awful, but that was awesome. I mean, I love y'all knew I laughed the entire 3 minutes.
You laughed as hard as you did when Sami Zayn when it gets Johnny Knoxville and Wee Man popped up at WrestleMania 38, I believe. Yeah,
I do not know how y'all didn't think that was hilarious, bro. I couldn't.
I mean, it was hilarious. Randy
like,
turned around. Even Randy thought it was funny, but
I literally had tears, and that was another reason why I was laughing, because Randy was so unserious too.
The entire time he was unserious.
Yeah.
But that's why I'm excited for Joe Hendry to be in WWE, because he really is like he's funny, bro. Like he's funny, and I'm excited
Yep.
to see what he brings.
Yep.
Throw him
People like it.
in a feud against Sami Zayn first. That'd be so epic, bro.
Yep.
But
Oh man, I'll give that match over the tag team title match between Liv Raquel and
The which one was worse? That one or the New Day and the Viking Raiders, War
New
Raiders,
Day and
whatever
Vikings.
New
Raiders?
Day
That one
sucked,
was
bro.
That's
still
the worst
sucked.
match of WrestleMania.
Yeah,
Maybe
100%.
It's so bad we don't even know how to say the Viking Raiders' names right. I don't even think that's it. What are their names?
War Raiders.
You know what
Yeah, it's
sucks?
awful.
You know what sucks? The New Day the New Day being heel really doesn't bother me. Like it's honestly new. It's cool. I like Xavier's new hair. Like it's fire. But it just didn't have to be in WrestleMania, bro. You should have just
Yep.
gave me the Street Profits. You just
Yep.
disrespected them.
Yep.
That's really all it was.
Yeah, I agree 100% with you on that. All
Yeah.
right, which one's next?
Got Logan Paul versus AJ Styles.
Don't broke my heart, bro.
I mean, it was a good match. We knew the outcome. I mean, it served its purpose.
He called a drone.
I think Karrion Kross may really hate Logan Paul.
Yes.
So, outside of that, I'm gonna give Logan his flowers, man. I know people hate him. The quote unquote true wrestling fans. But if you're a true wrestling fan and someone has that ability, why do you not want them to be in WWE? Look at what he's done for the company. The spotlight that is on him because people who follow him. That's like saying Pat McAfee was handed it to him. Pat McAfee is one of the best in the commentating business.
Yep.
And he got to come in and wrestle during the pandemic, and he got to be on commentary. Are you going to say Pat McAfee's not good enough to do that? He's one of the best commentators there are. He's entertaining. People love to listen to him, and people who followed him now watch WWE because of him.
True.
They're helping the company. People hate on Logan Paul, and it's dumb to me.
It is. That what was that move he did? It looked like a moonsault. You know what I'm talking about? When he jumped off the. Remember when he jumped off this rope right here, like the second one? This is what's dope about my background. But he jumped off the second rope, did like a backflip to Logan to AJ Styles. It was just perfect. Like it's just stuff like that. Every single match.
Yep.
It's like he sets the standard higher and higher and higher and higher and higher.
Yeah.
It's been awesome. But did y'all catch the when he was doing the Hulk Hogan taunts?
I didn't see that.
This dude is great. And that's someone who is he is a heel and he knows how to handle it. Charlotte Flair is a vet and she don't know how to handle it, and Logan Paul can. And it is incredible. So I tip my cap to Logan. I'm not a hater of him. I think what he can do is incredible. I think it's great. Now, granted, I don't want him to get some, WWE championship push for the, Universal or the World Heavyweight, but he's a mid-card guy and he's great. So, and
imagine if he's the one that beat Jay Uso.
Dude, people are saying that they want to see that match. I've seen people saying that. I'm like, bro.
Oh man.
What's crazy is that he would put Jay over more than Jay would put him over.
Yep.
So,
yeah, that's
my
true.
hot take.
No, that's true, I think. Yeah, I thought it was fire. I mean, dude called a drone. That was kind of crazy. I mean, I think he's so good at being a heel because he's been a heel ever since he was making vlogs on YouTube, bro. He's the OG heel of YouTube ever since he did that one vlog in Japan that we all know about. Yeet. And he's the OG Yeet too. He was making those diss tracks on Jake Paul. I mean, he was a heel, bro. He stole Jake Paul's girlfriend in those diss tracks. So he's just a villain, bro. He just knows how to be one. Which that was all kayfabe too. Facts,
yeah, bro.
You know what I'm saying? And so I hate AJ Styles. I hate that dude. I'm glad Logan won that, and his new finisher, the pulverizer or whatever it's called, is fire, bro. He kills him. He looks like he kills him.
Yes. I think this was also on the Lost Pod, but Melvin is right. Maybe this was on the first episode. AJ's about to go from here, and he's getting buried in the card.
He's getting buried.
Age and athletic ability.
But that's where you just go to TNA. You don't have to retire yet. Just don't go to AEW and ruin your legacy like Edge did.
Like Bailey's about to do. So.
Yep. All right, moving on. Got the women's tag match. It was poo-poo. And I wrote a note down next to it after WrestleMania, preparing for this podcast episode. I said, "Why did Becky Lynch win this?" Now we know why Becky Lynch won it, but the match still sucked. It was boring, and at least the
They
man
ruined
came
her
back.
return.
Yeah, at least she
It did
came
ruin
back.
her return. They didn't have to do that. I still think she did better than Bailey, but Bailey wasn't in it. But I would have been mad to see her. I wish they just would have lost and then Becky turned on Lyra at Mania.
Yeah.
Honestly.
That would have
Yeah.
been better to me.
That would have been better.
You know, kudos to Liv in the Big Red Machine. You know, they
Kane.
Kane, yes.
So Damien is the bondage Undertaker. What's Raquel?
He's 90s Kane.
No, there's got to be something fun here.
I mean, I don't know what it is yet. We'll figure it out. We'll let the Mafia decide, you know.
All right.
This is a G-rated podcast, so y'all be ready to be appropriate.
All right. Now we got to talk about the main event. John Cena versus Cody Raheem Rhodes.
Suck it, Mike. That's all I got to say.
Yep. I mean,
I'm glad I was wrong.
here's what I'm going to say before we say anything.
Here's a hot take for real, what Nate's about to say.
No heel turn, no John Cena heel turn is worth him walking out to a blank Titantron that just says John Cena at his last WrestleMania. Is not worth it. I don't care. I hate this angle if that's what it's going to be. I hate it.
Yeah.
Oh, he's ruining wrestling. That's the point to make.
I get it. I get it. And he's working me, and I hate it. And I hate it because this is my Super Bowl. I don't watch football. I don't watch baseball. I don't watch NBA. I don't watch that stuff. I watch a real man sport. I watch the I watched the WWE, and I just watched John Cena walk out to nothing, and I hated it.
Let's go, Nate.
I hate it.
That's a TikTok right there, bro.
Here's the thing. What they want, they accomplished. I also hated it. You're seeing the greatest of all time. Like, I truly don't believe he wants to be heel.
He was smiling. He's up there
it's
smiling.
so hard for him not to like smile in a so.
Nah, bro, he cried when
Did you see him walking up the ramp? When he was walking up the ramp and they're cheering "Let's go Cena" and they're not booing him, he's literally smiling. He can't not smile. That's why I hate this angle. It's because no heel turn, nothing that they do is going to stop them from cheering him. Obviously, when he comes out and he says stuff like, I'm gonna walk out with this title and you're gonna have to make a new one, they're gonna boo him because that's what you do. You boo the heel. But at the end of the day, everybody loves John Cena. And so that's why it just isn't working for me. Even though I understand it, they accomplished what they wanted to accomplish with that match, but it's just not worth it to me. As a fan of wrestling and a fan of John Cena, it's just not worth it.
I think it's worth it. I love it. If it's making you this mad, it's so worth it, bro.
We also talked about how Nate had the first crash out before me.
Yeah, I was mad, bro, because everything about it was lackluster, and that was the point.
Post a photo in this pod. All right, here's Nate. I posted on my story. This is Nate after Mania. You're not gonna be able to see it. We'll post.
Yeah,
the photo
it'll be on the
pod,
screen.
okay?
It'll be on the screen. It'll be on the screen.
But that was in the moment. That's how Nate felt. I was happy. I don't care how Cena won it. I don't care if he had a cheat. I don't care if Solo Sikoa came out to help John Cena win. He deserves 17. And I will say this whole thing does not tarnish his legacy. He is still the greatest of all time. He's a 17-time world champion, and he deserves to be a 17-time world champion. I don't care how he won it. I don't care how he got it. He is the greatest of all time, and he is going down in history as that. And I don't see anyone coming close to breaking that record ever, and rightfully so. What that man has done for the company throughout his entire career, when he brought wrestling up when it was probably at one of its lowest points with the Doctor of Thugonomics, and what he brought, like a new ruthless aggression era and a new attitude to wrestling, it saved it.
Yeah.
That man has done so much for the company before. We call Cody Rhodes like the face. That man has done more for WWE and Make-A-Wish than anyone could ever think about. And that man deserves his flowers. I don't care if this is Hill Cena winning it. He deserves 17. And I'm so glad he did it and I already bought the shirt.
Yeah. No, I agree with that 100%. I'm glad he got 17. And anything I say, I don't want anybody watching or even y'all to think that I don't think he deserves 17 because he does. I just hate what they're doing to him. I just hate what they're doing to him right now with this whole heel thing. It's just not working for me. But that man 100%
The thing is,
deserves
it just
17.
wouldn't have worked the other way either.
Cody just had to turn, but he never will. All they had to do was make freaking paper champion Cody turn.
He would have completely buried Cody if he did that.
He can go back to AEW. He was way better on there anyways. Go wrestle Stardust again.
That man started that company and they booed him out of it. All right, so like he ain't going back.
Yeah,
but they try to protect Cody so much from getting buried by Cena. Look at this run leading up to WrestleMania. If Cody was healed, my goodness, bro, he'd be 6 feet down. He would have been buried alive by John Cena. Yes. John Cena held back so much, and that's what honestly aggravates me. That but that's why I think Triple H dropped the ball this year.
The Cena and Randy promos are going to be heat. I don't think they're gonna either of them are gonna hold back.
Nope.
Because they're both of them like they don't care. Like they're gonna give us a masterpiece of a.
Well, with that being said, let's talk Raw.
Yes, sir.
Let's do it. Actually, before we talk Raw, there's one thing that I feel like a lot of people miss, and I would say I think John Cena is doing a great job at this heel angle, 100%. I just don't like it, but he's doing a great job. And one thing I noticed is that he was blatantly calling spots during that match, and I think that that's part of the ruining wrestling gimmick. Is he's literally like saying again, like hit me again, and calling the spots and like breaking. Like I thought that was like genius in the sense of like the ruining wrestling character. I still don't like it though, but he's playing the character well. He's just walking out to a blank Titantron. Like, what is that?
I hope he makes a shirt, bro. That's like ruining wrestling.
Before we move on I will say this. I am the minority of this. I am completely unbothered by Travis Scott interfering with that. It does not bother me one bit. I get it.
I love it.
I mean, I don't care how he got 17. Travis Scott helping, not helping. I do not care. You know, fries, chicken wings, whatever it is, OKC and 4. You know what I'm saying? Like, it don't matter to me. So, John Cena, 17-time world champ.
Yeah, and I think a lot less people would have complained if it was Big Dwayne that came out and helped him get it too. But Big Dwayne is like making TikToks with his kids in Hawaii, so he can't show up. But Raw after Mania. I need to actually pull up the entire
I don't think we got to do the entire card. I think we can talk about the big moments.
Yeah, Raw was fire, bro. It really was. It really was one of the best Raws after Mania in a long time.
Last year's was lackluster. This year's was heat.
And that's where, and I feel like a lot of mid-card mafia can agree. This is where I think and believe that Triple H isn't dropping anything. I think WrestleMania, was supposed to be like this to create all of these new storylines to pop up, because if any other Raw and SmackDown after this is like this, bro, it's about to be crazy. I don't even, like, I'm really excited to see what he cooks up. Really, I'm excited to see this Netflix series that they have about like the whole storyline stuff that they've been writing. I wish we had time to talk about the leak storyline that they originally had for WrestleMania, but we won't really have any time for it. But even that looked crazy, and just to get an inside look of what they have to deal with and work with injuries and not being able to show up and scheduling and all that. I think it's all so interesting, and it'll be a good insight to see the choices between the matches. Like, I really am excited to see what was behind WrestleMania 1 and 2, why Triple H picked it out the way it was. Like I think we're gonna figure it out and kind of get a better insight of it. But even in the press conference, the presser when he was talking gave so much clarity about it and stuff. And so Raw was awesome. Cena coming out in those Travis Scott shoes was crazy. I never thought I was gonna see him in some Cactus Jags.
Facts.
Yep.
Yeah, and
Never
I
thought.
I will say, if Vince was still, this show would have never come out with Vince around. I mean, they would have never come out with Vince around. He's too stingy and greedy with the business to ever show inside secrets like that. So Triple H has given us
It'll
behind the
just
scenes
be him.
content. Yeah.
It would just be him.
Yeah. Randy Orton hit that RKO on John Cena. It was awesome. I saw a clip of him rolling out from underneath the ring. I don't know if y'all saw that. But he looked like the apex predator that he is, rolling out from that ring and sliding into the ring behind Cena. It was awesome. Stephanie Vaquer came out, challenged Io Sky. I thought it was fire.
Great match.
She hit her move. I don't even know what it's called. Booker T's favorite move. I wonder if Booker T's gonna come over.
No.
It'd be fire.
No.
They just wrote out what's his face, Pat McAfee. Need Booker T to come over so he can go ah.
Yeah, or they're going to bring back Corey Graves.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that guy.
Go ahead and hit the ones because I don't want to jump to So go ahead and read the list.
It's not even in order. I'm trying to remember the order. I think maybe the women's tag was next.
Yeah,
it went back.
This is what I wanted to talk about. It goes back. They should have never lost it at Mania. But I told y'all that I actually want Liv to be separated from Raquel. But that would be awful for Raquel, so I get why they're doing it. You wasted Becky Lynch coming back, and I get it. I'm just grateful that they're not pushing her to be like a world heavyweight champ for the women. Push her through that IC. It's going to do a lot for, I can't remember her name, and this is awful that we're a wrestling podcast, and I can't remember the name of, is Valkyria, is that her name?
Lyra Valkyria.
Lyra. Yeah, it's going to be good for Lyra. It's going to really help her because she'll eventually, I think, beat Becky to kind of catapult her within the company. They just wasted Becky Lynch to return.
Yeah. They did, bro.
They just got the bag to come back. That's pretty much what it was.
Yeah. Also, I want to address this because it's still making me mad. Y'all know I'm a certified Bailey hater, but
We all are.
She she was in a pod or something, and she was talking about how she feels like she's mid-carded by Charlotte and Becky, but it's like last year she won the Rumble and won at Mania and got a new song. You know what I'm saying? And so I don't know. I'm just kind of annoyed that she's just crying like a baby about all of that. Bro, did you forget that Becky went those almost 2 years without a title? Workhorsing, building other people up. Did you forget Charlotte got hurt, really bad, injured, and then came back, but banger of matches. She can't even compare to those matches.
Well, the issue is that those are two way better wrestlers than Bailey. So yeah, you are a mid-card compared to them for a reason. So
I don't know. Mafia, you can tell me otherwise. I'm ready for her to be out, bro. she's so annoying.
Yeah.
I've never liked her even from the hug things.
Hate her haircut. It's stupid. If Chris Jericho was around, I think he'd put her on the list with that haircut.
I miss that man.
I think somewhere around there, Rusev came out and attacked what are their names? Alpha Academy.
I'm glad he's coming back as a heel. Even though the man will be cheered, I still like that he's a heel. So, I love that.
Yep.
His bicep also looked jacked up, so.
Yeah, he looked buff. He looked freaking buff. I can't say his name, bro. Daddy Dirty Dominic retained his title against Penta. and JD Vance came back out.
JD Vance.
I mean, JD
The
McDonough,
vice president.
JD McDonough, whatever his name is.
The vice president.
I always want to call him JD Vance, bro.
Is he going to get his head shaved if they lose? Yeah, I mean, glad JD's back. I'm ready for the Judgment Day to be separated.
Here's the thing.
So
I wonder if JD. Everybody thinks Finn's gonna turn. I wonder if it's gonna be JD that turns.
Nah, it's Finn, bro. It's Finn.
It'd be crazy,
bro. We forgot to talk about how I definitely look like Rusev if I was that buff. Anyways, yeah, back to JD.
Yeah, JD McDonough, he's back. Helped Dom win, keep the championship. That was Penta's first L in singles. That was his first loss. But yeah, that was a good match. Came back out. Then we had, where is it? Oh yeah, Gunther choking out Pat McAfee and going crazy.
That was awesome.
It was fire.
Awesome. Crashing out. Yeah, it was pretty cool.
And I thought it was cool that Loki, I mean, he's Loki like not wrong. Michael Cole sometimes needs to just, call the match. You know what I'm saying? Not give his opinion. Gunther was getting him, bro. That's my ring general. Don't talk bad about him. Choke that boy out. He deserved it. Don't talk bad about him.
That whole spot was cool. Like, even walking all the way to the very back, the Pat McAfee bros coming to Pat's aid. AP, I don't know what happened to AP in the last 6 months, but he's like been killing it on screen. I wonder if they said, you better like start doing better. We're gonna fire you, replace you with like Carmelo or something as GM. I don't know. Like, it's just like he's been doing so much better on the on screen lately.
Yeah. No, I agree with that.
Reminds me of like a Walmart manager.
We had the yeet down for 30 minutes in the middle of the ring.
Listen, I know Melvin talked about this, but I was really hoping Sammy would have turned. I'm being dead honest. I thought it was going to happen. I was like, yes, turn. Maybe we'll like you. And he didn't. It's like, I just want to come out and just be the first to give you your flower and blah, 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 and talk about how not being at Mania. The dude won the IC last year and beat Gunther. You know what I'm saying? Like, the gimmick he is dead. They need to rewrite his character.
They need to rewrite him.
Yes. But then it doesn't make sense to give this guy a run at the World Heavyweight Championship.
He does not need to run.
So, I don't know what they're going to do with him.
Here's the thing. I'm a Sami Zayn lover. I love him.
We know.
But I don't love what he's doing right now. So I agree with you. But I'm a Sami Zayn lover.
Too.
I want a reason to cheer for him. or at least boo him, if he's a heel. Enjoy his character. I didn't enjoy what I saw. I'm tired of seeing him do his stupid honorary Uce handshake for the last 4 years that he's been doing with Jimmy and Jay. It's just not working anymore. But I mean, I think the biggest thing of the night, other than Randy versus Cena feud being confirmed, is Braun Breaker's a Paul Heyman guy.
My guy right here.
He's a Paul Heyman guy, and I love it.
Love it.
And I love
Absolutely love it. I mean, you kind of had a feeling, but yet you still were shocked that it happened. And I was telling Noah this. For those who don't know, Noah's my 6-year-old son. Loves wrestling. Wants to be on the pod so bad already, but we filmed these way too late. He's already asleep. I told him that when you think of Paul Heyman, okay, he's had an enforcer with him, and Braun Breaker is going to be this enforcer for Seth and Paul. And it's going to be kind of like the Bloodline, but like when he was with Brock was the enforcer. Seth isn't that physically. And having Braun work with Paul, this was also on the Lost Pod. We talked about how beneficial if he worked with someone like Braun Breaker, what that would do for Braun. And so I think this is it's moments like this where what I said about Triple H looks completely outlandish, but I love this right now, what they're doing. And give me Braun and Seth and Punk and Reigns at Backlash. I mean, that would be heat. I absolutely love Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman, we talked about this too on the Lost Pod. A great heel character, great heel manager, great heel advocate. I mean, he is the best when he's a heel. And the fact that the crowd is already booing him and yelling stuff at him is incredible. I'm here for it. Take all my money. I want to watch every single second of it.
Let's go.
Yes.
I've seen some people. Oh, you talk, Melvin.
I love the how people are looking at it as how Evolution was with Flair, Batista, Triple H, and Randy. How Seth was Triple H's protege at some point, and how instead of it being an evolution, it's going to be the revolution. And so it'll be interesting to see if they do add a fourth person, and if it ends up being a girl or a guy. I'm banking on it being a guy, trying to save my guy Austin Theory, bro, from this awful tag team stuff that they've been doing.
That would be good for him too.
Yes.
So I mean,
and then you got two freaking jacked dudes with Seth,
I mean, the
bro.
parallels though, that if you think about it, before I say this, I don't want the Mafia to come after me saying that these guys are them. But you have the Triple H and Seth comparison. You have the Rick and Paul Heyman. You have Batista and you have Braun. And then you have a young Randy and a young Theory. I'm not saying Theory is ever going to be Randy or anything like him. But that would be heat if they added Theory to that.
But that's the one thing that I did agree with Vince on, bro. Like Theory has it all. Like he really does. He has the look. He has the physique. He does have the charisma. He could be insane with someone like Paul Heyman, with him, but then also being with Seth Rollins. Best of the biz right now.
You just got to think would he get buried in a group that big? I think, I don't know. So, because none of the Evolution members were really buried, and I think if you look at the one who was the least successful, you'd say Batista.
He's a movie star.
Yeah, but he's a movie star. Exactly.
Yeah.
So,
golly.
Yeah, I was gonna say earlier, and it goes right off this, but I've been seeing some people saying they think this is going all the way to Survivor Series. They think this is going all the way to War Games, and
for sure.
Maybe, and I agree with that.
2-3 years.
I agree
Paul
with that.
mentioned that he mentioned last night was the start of 42. And so you could possibly see something come out of this for WrestleMania next year.
Yeah.
So,
and this is this would be the thing that finally pushes the Judgment Day to finally break up, or any of these other factions that already kind of ran stale to finally go away too.
Yeah, and I think Theory would be good, but another person I think would be good to join this faction in the same way would be Mello. I'd like to see him in it. I know he's got this whatever's going on with the Miz that he's doing. I just don't care about it. It's not really. I haven't cared about it at all, and I'd rather see him doing that.
With the Miz is a developmental thing.
Yep,
Miz is great. I mean, he is not over right now, but the dude is great on the mic. He's a good wrestler. He's a pro, and so this is a developmental thing for Mello. I just don't know why we're overlooking R-Truth being the fourth member.
I can't with this guy. El Grande.
El Grande.
The greatest.
Also, something I just realized we didn't talk about. That dude hit a 450. Backwards 450 onto Rey Fenix, which was crazy, bro.
He's a luchador, bro. He's the GOAT.
He really is. He really is the GOAT right now. Will we see him? I think WWE is doing a big event with AAA and something else in the summer. So we might not get to see that dude unmasked. Collide. Yeah, Worlds Collide. I don't know if we're going to get to see that dude unmasked anytime soon because they probably want to put him at Worlds Collide, but because he's the best luchador right now. He's got to be there. So, But I think that's pretty much all the Raw. It was great. I hope it continues to be great, and I think that it will. John Cena, it's time to repent and come home. Walk out to your Titantron.
I'm coming home.
But
what a songbird.
But yeah, I think that's the pod for this week.
Yes.
Thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for supporting. As always, we are the Mid-Card Mafia. We might be mid on the card, but we are main event at heart. And so this is us signing out. Until the next time, we'll catch you guys. Why do you do this every time, bro?
We'll catch you guys next time. I did it for you, Nate.